In an article you wrote for Rappler a few years back, you talked about the bandwagon effect that that surveys can have, as well as there's also the underdog effect. So, do surveys influence voters? And we want to be with the victorious people.
The reality is, this is information, So it's going to affect us somehow, but the question is to what extent will be the effect. It could be positive or negative, or it could actually be neutral. So what eventually matters is how that information is going to affect each of us. In some cases, I would imagine if there are certain things that are risky and you want to jump ship, so you might say, okay, I'd rather put my vote somewhere else. So that extra information might help you. Extra information may actually condition to that extent. However, that being said, it's pretty much the same thing as having advertisements, on television or even in Rappler or whatever, where you have information being provided to people and helping them make decisions on whether or not they should shift their choices.
So just because surveys are published and, some may be influenced by it, it doesn't denigrate the importance of surveys.
Actually, it's going to be important. I would think that it's, in fact, as far as I understand, the Supreme Court has made it clear that this is part of the freedom of speech and freedom of information.
Should we be critical about them, not just accepting surveys, because we have to also ask questions? But generally, there have been at least the two polling outfits, SWS and Pulse, have had good track records.
Absolutely. I mean, I think all of this information helps us somehow get to see the current landscape. So the question is whether, if you're dissatisfied that many people are going to vote for a particular candidate, the question is, what are you going to do? So are you going to just sit in your corner and accept the situation as is, or are you going to get out and actually help other people, convince them to vote otherwise for candidates you don't like, or to vote for the candidates that you do like?